Hey guys, it's Nikki, and I had a few questions on my file folder mini, and so I just decided to do a tutorial on it. And the file folders I'm using, I'm just going to use these red ones. And to make this mini, you'll need five file folders, and you can see these are the ones that are tabbed at the top, but it really doesn't matter because you can cut those off. So to get started, I'm just going to show you what you need. You'll need an ATG gun. You'll need at least a 1 inch circle punch. Your craft knife. Now I'm not going to use my craft knife now, but um, when you're putting on your paper, you'll want to use it to cut along the edges. Um, these emery boards are good for straightening up the edges. Now I use the quick glue for the flaps as well as the glossy accents, and I use the tacky glue to put on my covers, but you can use a red line sticky tape or something like that. But to put these pages together, you don't want to use your ATG. You want to use either a sticky tape or glue. So the first thing you need to do with the first file folder, you're going to want to put it in on the long side, and you want to cut it to 11.5 inches. Now I like to cut off the part with the flap with the tab on it, just to keep it neater on the ends. And if yours is like this, you're gonna have to cut it on both sides because it's like a double thickness, and this is is thicker than normal paper. So you may have to go over it a couple of times with your paper trimmer. And then usually it leaves like these little tag marks right there. You can just cut them off with your scissors. It's no big deal. And I'm just flipping over, and you can see it's still got a little bit where the tab was showing, but that's okay because this is going to be the pocket part anyway, so you won't even be able to see it. And then put the fold of the file on the 6 inch mark and cut your file folder down. So this first page will be 11.5 by 6 inches. I'm just having issues with my paper trimmer there for some reason. I don't know. But normally it just cuts right. It'll cut right through both pieces. So that is the first page, and after this first page, the rest of them go fairly quick because they're all the rest of them. The other 4 pages are going to measure 6 by 8. So where one side was 11.5 on that, it's going to be 8, and then you're going to put your fold back on the 6 inch mark and cut it down to 6 inches, and that's what you're going to do with all four that are left. So I'm probably just going to skip the next few, and I mean it's repetitive. So after you get them all cut down, you should have 4 that are 6 by 8, and you should have one that is 6 by 11.5. And the larger one is going to be scored, and it's going to end up 8 inches. The extra is for the pocket, so if you don't want your pocket that deep, you don't have to put it that much large, that many inches more than 8. It just depends on how deep you want your pocket. Now on two of the folders that measure 4 by 6, I mean not 4 by 6, 8 by 6, on the 6 inch side, on one of the 6 inch sides, you're going to cut 3 inches off. So you're going to be left with a 3 inch flap. So you're basically just cutting one side in half. And you just open up your file folder and put it on the 3 inch mark. And that's what you're left with. So it looks like this. And then you're going to take your scoreboard, and the larger piece, you're just going to open it up, put the 11.5 inch side along the score marks, and you're just going to score it 8 inches. And that's how you get your 8 inch size page. And then on the other two smaller pages that's remaining, you're just going to open them up and you're going to score at 3 inches on one side. Just like you cut on one side, you're just going to score. And you're going to do that on these two pages. And that's all for scoring. So it's fairly simple. Okay, now on this larger piece, you're going to cut off um, on the left hand side. You're going to cut the that score mark where we scored. You're going to cut along that, and then you're going to go just over the fold of the file and cut along the other side of the fold. And that's just when you fold this up, this flap up, it won't rub up against it and you're able to close it more easily. So that's the first page. And that's how you get that flap. Now the next page is going to be those two pages that we scored at the 3-inch mark. And I'm just making sure that my marks line up because these are going to be adhered together. So what you're going to do is you're going to put it in your paper trimmer, and on the 8-inch side you're going to cut at 4 inches. So you're basically cutting that 8-inch side in half. You're going to do that on both pieces. And you want to cut all the way down to the fold of the file folder. And if you're not really certain with your paper trimmer, getting that close, you can just snip it with your scissors if you can't get close enough. So now you've got these two pages that are just basically split in half. And then I probably should have did this before I cut them in half, but oh well, it doesn't matter, you can do it. Cut about 1/8 of an inch off the end of those flaps, and that's so that when you fold them down and they fold into the page, they're not going to rub against the fold of the file folder, and it'll keep your mini flatter. It won't be pushing it up. So I just cut those off. Okay, so that's all for those pages right now as far as the cutting and stuff. So then this last page is going to be split in half just like those other two pages we did. We're just going to cut it on the 8-inch side. We're going to cut it at 4 inches. And on this one I like to cut just a little piece out between them because they're going to be holders for tags. And so I just like that definition that there's two separate places for tags there. But you don't have to do this. It's just what I prefer. Okay, so to assemble the book, you're going to take this first page, and I put my ATG on before I punched my little tab pull, but you probably want to do that first. But once again, where I'm using ATG, you should probably use a liquid glue or a sticky tape like red line tape or score tape, because this ATG really is not strong enough to hold this book together, and you don't have any rings or anything. So this tape is your binding. So you want to use a really good strong tape for this. So that's the first page with the little pocket in it. And then for the second page, you're going to take that the file folder that you cut down to 3 inches and then split, and you cut that extra little section out. You're going to punch two tab pulls on those, and then you're going to make sure you put the tape or the glue on the side of the first file folder that has the pocket on it, because the other side is going to be for the cover. And you want to make sure that your book is facing the right direction. So I'm always opening it and looking and making sure. Then you want to attach that next page. You want to attach this solid piece like so, and you want to get it as close to the edges to match up, just to keep your book, neater. So you have that first page, and then you have this. Then the next step is to put some tape or glue along the edges of those pockets that you just made, and you want to put it along the bottom of the fold as well. That just adds more strength and durability to your book. And don't stick it to the table like I just did. So after you do that, then you're going to take one of those flappy pieces where we scored at 3 inches and then split it in half, and you're going to attach the solid side to what we just put the tape on. Now there I'm showing you when you fold these down on that on the flaps. See how it leaves you a little room. Now here to keep the flaps from rubbing together, you want to cut just a little piece out. You probably, if you're not really steady with scissors, probably want to use your paper trimmer, but just for this tutorial, I just snipped a little piece out. So you got just a little room in between them, and like I said, it keeps them from rubbing together. Now when you go to do the other side, where you snip out the piece, you want to make sure that you do it on the same. So if you do it on the top, you need to cut it out on both tops. Don't put one on the top and one on the bottom, because then they won't match up properly. So you just got those two like that, just the same as the other. And you're going to put tape on the edges and along the bottom of the fold, just like you did with the other page. And then you're just going to adhere the flaps together like this. And I find it easier if you open the page and then lay one on top of the other. And if you snip those out on the same, like both on the top or both on the bottom, then they should align perfectly. And then you have this, it's coming open because I don't have a really strong adhesive, but you have two tag holders, and then you have room for 4 wallet size photos on the inside, and then you can put journal or whatever on the flap. And then this is the last page, and you're going to snip out your little tab, pull in the center of that, and this is that page where we just cut the 3 inches off and we didn't score anything. So you're going to put tape along the edges in the fold, and you're just going to adhere it to the back side of the last pages we were working on. And then that's pretty much the assembly of the mini. And you have this nice deep pocket left. And then you would attach your covers. So just as an overview, this is the first page, and this pocket will hold a 6x4 photo mat. And then this page is just a big solid page. You can put, whatever, a large photo or not. These are for tags, and they'll stick down in there. Just your standard shipping size tags will fit perfectly. Then another large page, and then we have these wallet size photo mats. Um, and there's 4 on each side. And then you have a place where you can put more tags if you want. Now when you store this, you can open it up like that and it'll store flat so it won't get, all dingy and stuff. And then you have this big pocket right there. And just put your chipboard covers on and use whatever, binding, either canvas or paper that you want. And that's how you make the mini. So thanks for watching. Bye.